and happy Diwali, happy belated Diwali to everyone on the call as well. So continuing on the topic and importance of data usability, over next few slides, I want to share with you key areas of our product thinking and development. If you can go to the next slide, please. So Sunil touched on, challenges in the current time and the disruption that COVID has caused for a lot of us, but it has also created many new greenfield opportunities. We've seen that amongst our customers. Sunil touched on a few, and we're seeing this from close quarters. We're learning every day from the new ways our platform is getting used. So over last few months, the pace of sort of going online, going digital has gone through the roof, and there's a lot of onus, almost pressure on us to support this explosion of data and usage. There are a lot of customers on this call. We've always built product together with our customers, and our roadmap has evolved from direct customer asks. Some of you have even heard this phrase, co-creation framework that we use, that our CS manager might have used with you. So what we've learned and what we're still learning, we put into practice. And we're building for these new realities of this new world, for speed, for exploring data usage, for some of the new verticals that Sunil talked about for you. So the structure of next few slides is to address some of this new reality. And to us, it boils down into these three key areas that we prioritized. The first is data integrity. That's a foundation for it all. By such large amounts of data, automation and personalization is the only answer. And this we talked about in the last CleverTap quarterly as well, the importance of AI ML in it all. So next up, sort of the first things is data integrity, the foundation to unlock effective data use. Sunil mentioned that almost half of the executives don't trust their own data to make decisions. The goal of our platform specifically, and the reason to focus on data integrity, is so that you can build trust in data, so that you can drive better insights from all this data, so that you can drive better actionability on this data to drive customer engagement, drive user retention, drive LTV growth. So and this foundation of data integrity, in our opinion, should support very clean, accurate, and granular data without any summarization or sampling. Clean and accurate data is needed to convert raw data into information. Otherwise, it's garbage in, garbage out. And the last part, the granularity, is important because only granular data, which is per user data with full details, only that can enable sort of meaningful user actions that you can sort of create. Summarized analytics data just doesn't allow for that level of data. And we do a lot of this already. Some of these things you probably heard, or you may or may not know this, but like our SDK ensures that if there are any glitches in the network or on the device, that data is not lost. Like, we'll buffer it on our side. We'll make sure checksum is done so that the data doesn't get corrupt while it's in transition. Unified user profile ensures that we track user journey between devices, which is more and more common. Like, you're not sort of targeting a device, you're targeting a person. We have very liberal policies around how we respect your data in terms of how you own that data. You can enhance it in any way you want. You can take it back any way you want. And we are secure by principle and by our actions. We are ISO 27001 and SOC 2 certified. We don't enrich, we don't mutate, we don't sell your data. We have strict audit controls that even super admins don't have access to your data. And we do all this because fundamentally we believe that data integrity is essential to anything else that gets done on the platform. Next slide, please. So with all this data, the only realistic way to use it is through automation and personalization. The earlier done, the better. Automation is necessary for creating good user experience. In this day and age, it's almost critical to reach product market fit. and to even larger stages, later stages of sort of growth quicker. With automation, you can solve problems like deep personalization. It lets you take advantage of contextual non-behavior data, like current physical location of your customer that you sort of get as part of the platform. It lets you take advantage of millions of items in the catalog through product recommendation. It lets you personalize what content, what words should you use to target a customer on a per user basis. It lets you optimize best time for individual users. These are some of the things that sort of already exist in the platform. And automation also sort of speeds up your actionability. Every minute lost in data availability is a valuable minute lost in sort of product value realization. And Sunil talked about product is 7 years old. It's kind of surprising that in 7 years, like our premise are sort of from day one we felt and we built for it that how can insights and actionability have non-real-time connect. In the industry currently still continues to have these siloed solutions for analysis or for engagement or for personalization, and any real world scenarios that you think of requires them to be together. Like just as an example, can you imagine that you're trading stock where you do analysis in one place and then you have to import that analysis into some other system to do trade? At any level of scale, you're going to lose money. Or more personal, like your Uber driver gets a request 5 minutes after you made a request while you're standing in rainy Seattle. Because Uber was analyzing multiple drivers near your location in a different subsystem. The system's just going to not work. It will fail. What's interesting, though, especially in more recent times, is we're seeing more and more new customers, especially during these COVID times, like are implementing automation day one. Some of you are older customers, and you've created a lot of campaigns, and our team's working together with you. But I highly encourage you to sort of try some of these new things that we've released. Next slide, please. So just as automation, to scale, you also need support of AI/ML for effective use of large volumes of data, which is getting generated these days. It's hard for humans to do it manually. Some of our existing features already support this out of the box. So if you're chasing some conversion goals, you have to use intent-based segmentation, for example. If you have, thousands of items in the catalog, it's a good idea to use out-of-box product recommendation. If you're trying out strategies for user retention, you should try our lifecycle optimizer. All of this exists right now. And if you're not using it, reach out. Like, our CS team will help, our product team is there to help. Next slide, please. So where I'm sort of leading you is to encourage you to take steps to unlock your data usage. So statistics shows that less than 5% of available data is used when you engage with your users. And let's not try to boil the ocean. It's unrealistic to even expect that you will use 100% of sort of all the data that you have. But my challenge to you personally would be to explore if you can even take it to say 15%. There are a lot of simple steps, like you may already have a lot of data in CleverTap that you're not using, things like demographic data or system events that you automatically get. Hypothesize on what pieces of data will provide maximum benefit for user actions and bring them to CleverTap. Maybe it's from other systems, maybe it's from your own systems that you keep pieces of information. We have pre-built connectors. It can work seamlessly, and the benefit that you'll immediately see will be immense. On the same topic, next slide, please. Sort of take the example of sort of creating a campaign. While we create campaign, see how you can segment users. You can explore triggered campaigns or in-action campaigns for conversion rate optimization. We offer intent-based segmentation, which is powered through our AI, or RFM, which creates pre-create segments for you based on recency, frequency, and monetization. Or what content to send. Experiment with using emotions in your copy. Carly, can you build upon it? Or product recommendations, or we'll talk about these next two features, and Meredith's going to talk about it. But send time personalization lets you connect data from sources outside of CleverTap, so that you can have even more contextual campaigns, or when to send. So what's the best time to send the campaign? Carly, next, please. We have journeys. You can use journeys. You can use features of best time to send. And with even some of this sort of, I guarantee you that you will start seeing better click-through rate and conversion rates. You'll see improved LTV. You'll see better user experience. Next, please. Next slide, please. And finally, want to share a sneak peek for what's coming up next. So we realize that it's crucial to have access to entire available data to harness the insights hidden in it. We have to use AI to uncover intelligence from data and orchestrate the journey across user lifecycle with help of prescriptive journeys. So with prescriptive journeys, the diagram that you see on the right, our idea is to essentially take the guesswork out of sort of creating these experiences. The guesswork of creating segments, the guesswork of creating content, the guesswork of figuring out when to reach out to users. Essentially, you tell us a goal that you want to optimize for what, and we'll stitch together journeys that help meet that goal. And while you're thinking about this, now imagine you could throw away storage limits. You can have massive data sets. Imagine you could make decisions in real time on unsampled data. That's what is phase one of what's coming next. And to reiterate previous slides, I would like to encourage to unlock more data so that the prescriptive part is even more accurate. The more data that we have, more we can learn from it, better we can assist you in sort of creating these experiences for your users. Lots more to share, obviously. Can't wait for the next quarterly, actually, to share all the details and how it'll benefit you. A lot of cool stuff coming, which is in labs right now.